Hello, and welcome to Talking Smarks. I'm Josh, and I'm not going to waste any time, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. It has been quite a crazy week in the professional wrestling industry, and a lot of the hubbub has mainly been surrounding AEW. I'll be honest, I'm no journalist. I'm not Meltzer. I'm not Brian Alvarez. I'm just a simple little podcast host. But even I'm a little bit puzzled by everything that's going on out there. Obviously, last week we had the whole CM Punk Hangman Page situation, which, depending on who you ask, some say, oh, that was a work. Some say, no, that wasn't a work. That was absolutely a shoot, and Punk made Hangman look kind of like a chump. Others are saying that there's rumors of CM Punk being furious and allegedly threatening to quit AEW. And to top it all off, then we have everything that's been coming out this week surrounding the Backstage situation at AEW. You have the Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa situation, which allegedly they cannot stand each other. They work on screen, just for the sake of doing their jobs, but allegedly they just don't get along. Then there was the alleged story during the Battle of the Belts 3 match between Thunder Rosa and Jamie Hayter, where Jamie Hayter got her nose broken by Thunder Rosa, that allegedly Thunder Rosa went to go hide in the bathroom to avoid getting basically jumped by Jamie Hayter and other members of the women's roster. I don't know what's going on there. It's there, and that's not even all. We have also the Eddie Kingston-Sammy Guevara incident, where Eddie Kingston hasn't been on TV because he was secretly suspended due to basically striking Sammy Guevara after a heated confrontation after a recorded promo. Just makes me wonder what in the world is going on out there right now. Obviously, a lot of this may be over-exaggerated. There may be a lot of things about these incidents that have been misconstrued or told in such a way to exaggerate and try to say, oh, AEW is falling apart, it's going under. No, it's really not. If you watched Dynamite or Rampage this past week, no, everything's still moving along relatively smoothly. Dynamite was an incredible show. Jon Moxley became the undisputed AEW champion by effectively squashing CM Punk. CM Punk hardly got a lick of offense in that match. Threw a kick, looks like may have re-injured his foot. As to whether or not this is just part of a storyline or if Punk legitimately re-injured himself, that remains to be seen. All Out is next Sunday. What's going to be the main events? This is going to be interesting, not gonna lie. But also we had some incredible matches as well. The main event, which was Death Triangle taking on Aussie Open and Will Ospreay, absolutely had the Elite coming out to have basically a showdown with Aussie Open and Will Ospreay. Obviously, the big tease here has been for the longest time having Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay go at it one-on-one. Will Ospreay has essentially filled in the shoes for Kenny Omega since Kenny Omega left New Japan and came over to help form AEW with Cody and the Young Bucks. I want to see this match happen, and I don't care where it happens. It can happen at an AEW event. It can happen at a New Japan event. I'll watch it. Doesn't matter where it is. We also had the match between Dax Harwood and Jay Lethal, which was an incredible match. Dax continues to solidify his claim of being one of the top singles wrestlers in the world, and I am absolutely on that bandwagon. Dax is an incredible wrestler, has just this very stiff old school style. Like, hearing just some of those chops, like, I don't want to take one of those. Absolutely not at all. And even on the WWE side of things, we have quite a bit of interesting speculation going on. It appears that next week, because I did see some of the stuff for SmackDown, we're finally getting Karrion Kross's in-ring debut. So, they're playing a little bit of revisionist history here, trying to basically wipe out last year's debacle where he got essentially squashed by Jeff Hardy wearing that ridiculous, I'll be honest, it was a gimp outfit. So looks like they're trying to basically rewrite history there, which in that sense is a good thing because Karrion Kross deserved so much better, and I'm glad that he's getting that treatment now. On the main roster, we have Clash at the Castle coming up, which looks like it's going to be a great show. Also, with tickets for WrestleMania 39 going on sale, Allegedly, over 100,000 tickets have already been sold, which is incredible. The show is going to be at the SoFi Stadium in LA, home of the Rams, the Chargers, site of the most recent Super Bowl. It really is quite a beautiful looking venue, if I do say so myself. But this is just showing that there is a renewed faith in WWE now that Triple H is in charge of creative. We're seeing more and more of his influence coming. Obviously, we saw Ciampa getting a more elevated position on the main roster, Karrion Kross returning, Dakota Kai, Io Shirai coming, Io Shirai finally showing up on the main roster. We're also getting the return of Johnny Gargano, made his return to WWE. I am not going to lie, right when his contract was up, I wanted Johnny to go to AEW, but given also right now just the roster size of AEW and just how little TV time they actually have right now, and with Johnny Gargano being one of Triple H's guys, Johnny Wrestling after all, the way I see it, it's really good that Johnny went back to WWE. He bet on himself. He's still got quite a bit left in his career. I'm excited to see what they'll do with him. It looks like they're setting up a program between himself and Theory. Obviously, there's that history there. They were part of the Way back in NXT. I can't wait. Right now, it's still a great time in the professional wrestling industry. Obviously, a lot of what's been going on in AEW, especially backstage, it's really, and it is no secret, I am a huge fan of AEW. That's really what got this show started. But I really do hope that they get this kind of thing together. Honestly, a lot of it to me just feels like there is growing pains when you have stars of this caliber and that many in one space with such little TV time in a relatively young company. There's bound to be, there's bound to be some big egos, and sooner or later some of those egos will clash, but really what defines a promotion is how they deal with these kind of incidents. As to what's really going on with CM Punk, I have a feeling the truth will reveal itself sooner or later. There is a part of me that honestly thinks that if there was an incident, it just got completely blown out of proportion, because the dirt sheets all love they all want the clickbait, and CM Punk is one of the biggest names still in the industry, so to me it makes sense why the story would get the way that it was. As for whatever's going on with Thunder Rosa and the women's locker room, and then what's going to happen to the women's title, it looks like we are going to get a 4-way match at All Out to crown an interim women's champion. We're getting Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, Hikaru Shida, and Toni Storm. It's going to be an incredible match. I can't wait for it. Obviously, I'm no booker. I don't know what the results are going to be. Personally, I just want to see some new blood at the top of the women's division, because all of last year in the women's division, prior to the TBS title getting introduced, was really just setting up Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa to go at it. They had their cage match. Thunder Rosa got the belts. Now I just want to see some new blood. Obviously, it seemed like they were really pushing for Chris Statlander to either become either the new TBS or the new women's champion, because they had pushed her very strongly, but she got injured. That changed things, and now with Thunder Rosa getting injured, that just opens the door. Personally, I want just to see some new blood. Either Jamie Hayter or Toni Storm. Yes, Toni Storm does have, the name value. She was in WWE for a long time, but I would like to see, honestly, what Jamie Hayter could do with the title. She is a powerhouse. She's a great worker. I think she would be she's really the wild card in this match. Obviously, there's always been the storyline teases with her going babyface and finally, just turning on Britt Baker and leaving her side and starting off her own thing. It seemed like during the Punk and Moxley match, a lot of people were speculating that MJF was going to make his return. Obviously, that did not happen. We still have 2 more shows before All Out. We still have Dynamite. We still have Rampage. My guess, and this is just a guess, like I said, I'm no booker, I don't make the results here. My guess is MJF is going to make his return at All Out in a big way. Could be during the main event match, could be at any other point during the show, but just the crowd reaction. And keep in mind, the show is in Chicago, the same city where MJF beat CM Punk twice. So we'll see where it goes from there. I'm excited to see what's going to happen next, and I hope you all are as well. And that is it for today's episode. We are now on Spotify. Just look up Talking Smarks. The donation links are also there, so that way it can help offset the costs of doing the show, obviously getting more audio equipment, helping to cover the costs of ordering these pay-per-views, and to help, pay the cable bill so I can watch Dynamite and Rampage. But also time for some shameless plugging of my own. I have more music out. I just released the newest track. It should be on Spotify on Monday the 29th. It is known as Arrival in Vegas. Once again, another little instrumental piece, keep continuing the trend of my, I'm just calling it the music. You'll find all the music there. And I do thank you all for listening, and you have a great rest of your day.